Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Previously on Decals Show Customs, we finished off the video with the casting here, as you can see. First thing I want to do is paint this white, since it's going to have a two-tone. I want the seats to be white, and then the sides I'm gonna have to paint like a aluminum color. And since I have to mask, I have to make sure that everything is dried to be able to use the masking tape. So I'm gonna paint this first, and then I'm gonna start creating here the temple that will go around, and you'll see more on that as I go along. Right, so let me paint this and I'll be back, guys. So I was thinking of making a white vinyl sticker that'll wrap around, but after close inspection from a real bus, this here area and all the roof has to be white also, except for the 3 windows here, that space, and this area right here. On the other one, it'll be the same. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna paint the whole thing silver, right? And then I'm gonna mask off from this part down. I'm gonna cover this area, and from this window to the front, and paint white. Remove that, and then once it completely dries, then I'm gonna mask off and do the blue part. So instead of making a white vinyl wraparound, what I'm gonna do is, using this frog tape, I'm gonna create a stencil, this area right here that covers it up, and this front area right here. So when I paint white, all I gotta do is cover those areas, and of course I gotta cover this whole bottom area also, but it's gonna be a lot easier than making a white vinyl, since I gotta paint the top white also. So I'm gonna make that, and I'll be back. Alright guys, so this took me like an hour. Here is the Mattel version, and here is the Leslie. So now all I gotta do is take this off, save it in a safe place, and once after I paint metallic gray, I can reinstall this. Of course I'm gonna need to use more tape down here, but that's, you know, that's easy. And then paint everything else white. Then I have to wait again to mask off for the parts that are blue, and I currently have to buy that blue paint because I don't have it. I see that here on the Mattel version, I might have to do the tempo like they did on this one, where the blue is on the tempo, since there's hardly any division on this one. But we'll see what happens when we get to that part. For now, I'm gonna take this off, and I gotta save it and mark each section where they go so I don't get them mixed up. And I'm gonna paint, and I'll be back. I just realized before I paint, I'm testing out this Super Bond paint and primer, silver metallic. Painted this plastic from the new bus, and I think I'm gonna go with this as a base for both, since I was playing around with this Today, I didn't record anything because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. But I don't know if you can see it. I got divisions here in every window. This one too. To achieve that, I'm using this assortment pack of polystyrene rods. There's a bunch of rods and tubes in here. None of them have like measurements or anything like that. So if you start from the smallest one, let me show you here. Like this is the smallest one. Thinnest. That one with the second one, the one that follows it. As you can see, I use that. And after I was done, I realized that that was gonna change everything, because now I can't bake the paint, because if I put this in the oven, that is gonna melt. So now when I paint it, I gotta let it dry naturally for a few days. I am gonna try to use my wife's hair dryer. Maybe that'll speed it up a little bit. I gotta get some putty in this, try to erase that little hole there. And also, before painting, I realized I have to create the tempo. I don't want to go at the casting, cutting anything. I want to make sure everything is set and done perfect, so when everything's painted, I'm not, fiddling around with anything. So I'm going to show you basically the process. Like I mentioned before, I want to create as close as possible to the original logo here on the side. But now I started to think that it's just best if it's as big as possible, so it's better to the human eye. And I'm also doing the back temple here, the back logo. So I'm gonna wrap this up in tape like so, and then I'm gonna mark where I want each logo, and then I'm gonna scan it into my computer and go for there. I'll show you guys. So so you can see I have the tape here, but before I go on, I'm gonna do this from Windows before I forget. So I put some tape on the inside. That would just help keep everything in place while I do all the modifying. The thing is, these nail clippers, they work perfect for this. That's one. There's two. I think it's a little bit too big, but we'll see. Not bad. See, the tape holds it in place. Try out the other one. It'll work. So I have some Gorilla Glue right here. And I should be wearing my magnifying glass or something, because this is way too small for me to see, and try to keep in focus at the same time. Yeah, that needs to be shorter because it needs to match the angle of the window. The good thing about the Gorilla Glue is that it takes a while for it to dry. Now, I think I got it. So the tape is holding it in place, as you see. Now I get more glue. Come on, tape. I think this one might be a little bit too short. I think we'll get it. I think we'll get it. It's a good thing about using this gel glue. So this side should be good. Should be good. All right, let's work on the other side. So I start by putting some glue on the edge. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to cut this one too, slightly. Yeah, that one's good. This one turned out better. Oh, this one popped out. I'm gonna recreate that one. But first, I'm gonna finish this side. I wanna make sure I have enough glue here. Hold this in place. Now, I usually wait. I'm gonna wait about 2 or 3 minutes, or by the time I'm done with the other bus, and take off that tape. That way the glue doesn't really stick to the, I think I got it now, to the tape. It'll still gonna leave a residue. It's gonna look like flashing from the casting. But no, I'll just use my X-Acto to clean it off. So let me do the other one and I'll be back. All right guys, so I just did this one. I marked off where everything went and I started to remove the tape. So you can see there is some residue between the part of the tape and part of the glue. We want to take that off before we paint and before it completely dries, because it's a lot easier now. And I should get the windshields to test them out, even though I don't think they're not gonna get in the way, since the rod that I chose doesn't really, you know, it's not thicker than the casting itself. So here, I'm gonna take this tape off. Do this one. Try to pull in an angle like this. You know, if I would have done a restoration, I would have been done a long time ago. I don't know why I get these crazy ideas. It's complete madness. Here you see we have some some leftovers. Clean that off. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Now I'm just gonna do the markings here. Since the one Mattel did doesn't have this division here, the tempo itself is gonna have like this top area is gonna be blue. On this one I don't have to worry about that, you know. So I'm just gonna mark somewhat the area where I have to work. Just gonna write Lesney. So once I take this off, I know to what bus it belongs to. I want to do the back one. So yeah, here it is. Now I'm gonna take that tape off, put it on a piece of paper, scan it, and bring it over to my computer. Let me show before I go. I don't know if I mentioned, the Mattel bus had these wheels, which I don't think are really proper for that year of the bus. I found this Jurassic World truck. I think these rims are gonna do a better job, so we'll swap them too later on. All right, now let's go to the computer. All right, guys, so here I have a picture of the real bus. Many people have left comments on the previous video that maybe there is another type of bus with only 3 windows on the side. There's only one scenic cruiser, only one, and it's this one. They made it different years. All of them look the same. All of them have 4 windows. There is another bus from another company that they made it in a way where they try to replicate this one, but you know, it's completely different. It's something else. So here is the logo, as you can see here on the screen. I found this font which looks similar, so I will modify it. This is the scan, as you can see here. I put a ruler, that way I could make sure everything is up to scale here. 1 inch. You can see all the little markings. And here I have placed the logo within the markings. That way I know everything is within the space that I have to work. This one right here, I have to turn the art a little just to make sure it's straight. That's how it's basically gonna look. Then I create a black border ridge so I know exactly where to cut. Here's the other one. I turn the green paper a little to the right just to have everything straight. Here's the other one. That's the final color here. I'm still not sure about the blue color. I did buy a blue color. I'm gonna test it out, see how it looks, see if I like it. So now all I gotta do is print this and make sure everything fits. Alright guys, so I printed and I cut. This is, like I said, this is regular paper. I was testing this one out, and I could make it a little bit longer since I had to turn the original paper in the computer. I missed it by a little bit, but not by a whole lot. So you can see here. So all I gotta do is just a tad longer. Nothing crazy. So here's somewhat an idea of what it's gonna look like. And there he goes. It finally wants to focus. Here's the other side. I might just leave it like that, because you see this corner right here. Well, I can make it a little bit longer. And here is the back. With the back logo. Back logo seems to be just about perfect. We got the Leslie model over here. Same thing. This one seems to line up. Remember, this part is going to be painted white. So it's going to look like this. Pretty much looks pretty nice. It's obviously a little bigger than it should be to scale, but remember, the bus is not ready to scale, so I had to make the letters bigger so we could see them. Here is the back logo. And the other side. So you would think that I was almost done, right? But wrong again. If you saw when I drill this apart, this bus has itty bitty tiny posts. Let me get the base so I can show you better. Alright guys, so here is the base without paint. This is the regular screw button head 256 that I use. This thing is tiny. Very, very small, right? But even though it's very, very small, it's still too big for this. As you can see here, it doesn't even want to go through the little hole where the rivet was. Plus the head, it's gonna be way too big, and it's gonna, if I drill the hole any bigger, the head is probably gonna end up on the side of the casting here. So the easy way would be just to use glue, right? And call it a day once we're done. But of course I want to complicate my life, and I'm going to be using this bit right here. We're going to be eating up all this metal, and I'm going to use a little piece of styrene sheet, glue it to the wall, and I went to Walgreens. I think it's the only place where you can find this. This is a kit to repair sunglasses. Now, you see how, let's see if I can take that out. All the little screws come in this plastic. This one's double. And by the way, they're all different sizes. Can't take that one out. I'll check that one later. They're all different sizes. I'm hoping, here it is, and it fits perfect, right? This sleeve is for when you're doing the sunglasses. That way the little bolt doesn't go flying away. So once you're done screwing it in, you could just pull that out. You're gonna be able to pull it out. So every color should be a different size of screw. Even though I see I have what's supposed to be another one in here, but I don't see the actual bolt in there. I think I was robbed. Either way, I have enough. I got 4. I only need 2. Actually, I got 5. There might be another one in here. I'm not gonna rest until I get this out. I don't know. Either way, once I glue the styrene here, I'll probably use I don't want to see a paper clip. Paper clip might be too thick. I might use a little bobby pin. I'll heat it up and I'll just go in. I don't think I have a drill bit that small, so I'll just stick it in there and hopefully I can just self tap it. But I'll show you when I get to that point. And I have to do that before I paint, so guys, let me get started on that. So it turned out that I did have a drill bit for that. Everything I use, it's there's a link in the video description if you do want to get a kit like this. This mini drill bit, hand drill bit, comes with quite a few different tips in different sizes. So what I did was took one of the rods here, used the Dremel to flatten out an area, and check it out. Look, doesn't that look really nice? I'm gonna save these because they do help to put the screw in. Remove this so you can see the inside. And I didn't have to use a tap since it's plastic. The little screw made its own thread. I do hate flat tip screws, in case you didn't know. Here it is. I used the same glue, the gel. Then I threw some baking soda, help it just so it can dry out quicker. You're thinking, why did I use the rod? Well, that's because the windshield has to fit. And if I would have gone with a piece across, I could not get, see, this windshield to fit. So now I could start painting. Now that I have everything installed nice and neat, I can begin to paint. So I'm gonna hit this with 1 or 2 coats of that silver metallic. Let it dry. Make sure it's completely dry, and then start masking off to paint white. I'll be back, guys. So I have now lost track of how many days it has been. As you can see, I painted it. Very nice color here. If I would have been doing a restoration, all I had to do now is put the damn tempo, and that's it, the water slide. But now we have to mask off the areas and to paint white. So I'm gonna mask off, and I'll be back. All right, guys, got this thing taped up. Hopefully I don't have any runs. So let's paint this, and as soon as I paint, I gotta remove all that tape. I'll be back. Another day, another step. Check it out. I think it came out pretty damn good. I used enamel paint, spray paint. Then I cover it up with the clear coat. Now I'm gonna be taping off to make the blue section. It did wrinkle up a little bit right here, but can't do nothing about that right now. I'm not gonna strip the whole bus just because of that. It's been way too long. So now I'm gonna tape everything off, and I'm gonna go with this acrylic paint for the blue. Award blue. Again, I bought this in Walmart. It only cost me 50 cents. Matte acrylic paint. So let's see how it goes. Well guys, here is the tape work. Let's see how it comes out, because this is crazy. This one is gonna be easier, because remember the top blue line, it's gonna be part of the tempo. So let's see what happens. I got bad news. The paint got messed up. No, it didn't. Check this out. Turned out better than I thought. Man. Check this out. I really liked how it turned out. So I got the water slide right here. Color matches pretty good. And we're gonna install the water slide. Then I have to wait for it to completely dry, and then I have to clear coat it again and then put it back together. So I'll be back. No. All right, guys, what do you think? Came out pretty darn good, I think. I think this is a good moment for you to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Check it out. I'm gonna paint all these details here, the tail lights and all that, just to get it out of the way. And then I'm gonna hit it with the clear coat. Damn, this thing looks good. All right, be back. So you're seeing what we started with. Check out the wheels. Those are the factory wheels. Check the box. As you can see, they have different wheels. They're the same wheels I found with the other truck. I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen. So apparently there is another variation, but those wheels, but they are chrome. The truck I bought, they're kind of like a dark blue, which in my opinion work better for the situation. Check it out. So the axles on the truck are slightly bigger, but I didn't feel like cutting them and make them, you know, the perfect size. They're good enough, but look at that difference. Check it out. Don't they look like two completely different casting? Check that out. I really like how it turned out. See how the blue on the tempo pretty much match with the blue color here on the roof. But you probably want to see the other one too, the Lesney model. Bam. Check that out. With working suspension buddies. This one also came out pretty good. I really like how it turned out. I think that little detail on the windows make a whole lot of difference. I would have wished if I had the one with the clear windows, it would probably look better. You can see that the Matchbox, the new Matchbox made by Mattel, and now it, you know, makes a big difference. So this is gonna be it, guys. Turned out to be a pretty long video, but I mean, you're seeing all the steps that need to be taken to achieve something like this. Hope you like it. Hope you like this video, because that really helps me a lot. And hope you subscribe also, because that really helps. And thank you for watching. Peace out.